Hello my fellow GameMelters, Valentin here, and after completely obliterating myself in a club in central London, I'm here today to bring you another review. This time we're having a look at Skyforce Reloaded, the sequel to Skyforce which came out in 2014. I really enjoyed playing the original and was pretty excited when I saw this new one coming out. The sequel feels a little bit like it's an expansion pack rather than a new game, but it still has the amazing quality of the original and surely something you don't want to miss. As the tradition goes, we're going to look at the graphics and sounds of the game first, and then through the magical process of game melting, see if there is any gold beneath the surface. It doesn't take long to fall in love with this game. When you first have a look at one of the screenshots, they look like renders for a marketing campaign rather than in-game footage. Seriously, this game looks better than some advertisements I've seen, which don't show actual gameplay. All the action takes place on a 2D plane, but each level has a rich background, and by rich I mean Bill Gates type of rich. Some of the levels have so many things in the background that you can make a Call of Duty map out of them. Even the most simple enemies have detailed models, and it is a real pleasure to destroy armies of suicidal planes while navigating through a field of bullets. Given the amount of things going on the screen at the same time and the details that are put in everything, it is a real surprise that bullets are still easy to see and therefore you rarely die because you missed something. Most of the times you actually die because you suck at the game. Sorry. With that in mind, there is one type of tank that shoots small bluish bullets which are very hard to spot. Being shot by one of those is one of the most annoying things in the world, believe me. Apart from that, all projectiles have good vibrant colors and could easily pass for collectibles in some other title. Shooting loads of mechanical enemies means there will be loads of explosions, and this is where the VFX team, obviously inspired by Michael Bay, decided to go completely bananas. Everything you ever shoot will explode, with even wooden crates making a little cloud of dust as you insert some bullets into them. I believe some animations are actually physics based rather than pre-rendered, making the whole spectacle of fire even better. Next up, sound and music.
Nice. Weapon upgrade.
Given the fact that you will be shooting constantly, I believe it is reasonable to expect that the shooting sound is actually good, and vertical scrolling shooters tend to miss that point. Luckily for us, Skyforce Reloaded is not one of them. It has a very good shooting sound which changes as your weapon upgrades, properly reflecting how devastating it is. Tons of explosion sounds are always welcome, although they will inevitably get repetitive after some point. However, because of the way the levels are designed, there's always something else happening as well, making the whole mix sound rather nice. I had already finished the first two levels before I noticed that there is a background track going on, that's how absorbed I was. Due to the amount of action, you will not be hearing the music too much over the constant sound effects, but in the times when you do hear it, it fits well with the atmosphere. There's also voice acting in this game, and it's always great to see the developer going the extra mile like that, especially when they have a solid base. At the beginning and end of some missions there are short dialogues, and there's also a lady narrating anything interesting that happens throughout the levels, like weapon upgrades, kill streaks, and you being almost dead, stuff like that. She does sound like the Terran girl from StarCraft, and I almost expected her to ask me for some Vesping gas at some point. With graphics and sounds tackled, we can now safely move on to the gameplay and see if this beautiful gem has any substance. Yes, of course it does, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this video, would I? Skyforce Reloaded captures the magic of the original game and perfectly executes a vertical scrolling shooter. If you have a quick look and compare the two games, it is evident that the sequel was called Reloaded for a reason. All of the main mechanics are the same, including the upgrades and the way you earn medals and unlock new levels. However, in terms of content, this game is more than satisfying. Levels are well designed and they don't just feel like an endless string of enemies. There's a good mix of challenges with even some mini bosses thrown in there to make your life harder. On each level you can earn 4 different medals, one for destroying 70% of the enemies, one for getting 100% of them, one for rescuing all the tiny people on the level, and a fourth one for beating the level without taking any damage. If you get all 4, you unlock a higher difficulty, offering harder challenges but also more stars to upgrade your ship. Upgrades are quite simple. You can boost your health, your main cannon, side cannons, and you can also install a magnet and missiles, because you know everything is better with homing missiles. You can also invest your stars in a laser, energy field, or a mega bomb, which are actually consumables and have to be bought every time you want to use them. I don't personally buy them all that often, but the laser is a good way to deal with an annoying boss, and in general they can help you out with the level. Speaking of bosses, this is where Skyforce really shines. Not all levels end with a boss, but when you encounter one, it's a battle you're gonna remember. Each one of them is a behemoth that carries a whole arsenal of energy balls, bullets, missiles, lasers, and every other deadly weapon you can think of. Most of them also have multiple phases, meaning that killing them once is not really enough. Also, in terms of looks, those flying fortresses are absolutely stunning. They look like one of the normal enemies got his hands on an unlimited amount of cash and went insane with the upgrades. Everything is oversized and quite frankly overpowered. As I mentioned earlier, not all levels have a boss at the end, but this is not the only way they're different. It's hard to talk about level design per se, but the way enemies come at you and the overall pace of some levels is just amazing. Combine that with the fact that you have specific medals to earn and you have a massive time sink on your hands. Just to make it a little bit more interesting, the developers have decided to also throw some collectible cards and several different ships. The card system is quite interesting. You get them at random and they give you some handy bonuses, less waiting time to play, more damage, attack speed and so on and so forth. There are also temporal cards, which are only active for a short period of time but give you crazy boosts like not waiting for upgrades to be installed, something that normally takes a while. Overall, in terms of gameplay, Skyforce Reloaded is a true masterpiece. Building on the base created by the original title, it definitely shows everyone how a good vertical scrolling shooter can be made. The only thing that I didn't like too much is the grindiness of the game. Many times you will have to replay levels in order to earn enough stars for the upgrades. However, having the medals to go for certainly makes this feel less of a hassle and more of an achievement hunt, which for a completionist like me is terrible news. But hey, nobody said playing games would be easy, right? As with every other game, we need to have a look at the monetization model, which in this case comes in the form of in-app purchases and ads. The game gives you a chance to watch a 30-second advertisement in order to get some stars for upgrades. You can also buy stars for $1.59 and save yourself quite a lot of grinding. The other in-app purchases have the same price and let you remove ads, double the stars you earn and decrease playing production time. You normally have to wait until you can play again, but that really only happens in very long play sessions. As a conclusion, the in-app purchases are more than fair and you can play the whole game without paying a single penny, which is always good news. I would certainly recommend this game to everyone. It is good fun, easy to pick up, looks amazing and has boss battles and lasers. There really isn't anything else in the world you can ever want after going pew pew for an hour. That was everything from me for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe. If you didn't, please go complain to your parents as soon as possible. Don't hesitate to tell me about any cool games you know and I'll see you next time.